In today's EMOM aesthetic, we're ending the debate. Full body or body part splits, which is the best way for hypertrophy, and the answer comes down to frequency. In EMOM aesthetics, we want to work on building muscle, we want to work on functional movement patterns, and we want to do single joint training that is going to allow you to have the physique that you want. And on top of that, the only way we're going to get there is to have conditioning built into it, which is why we do all of our EMOM aesthetic training programs in EMOM format, so that you're building muscle through external load, you're breaking muscle tissue down, and we're getting the metabolic stress that the muscle needs to ensure that we're getting a big pump, and you're going to be time efficient while you do it. Make sure you get down into the description. There's a link, there's a code you could save 10%. Buy the program. These workouts are amazing. They're short, they're fast, and they hit everything that you need. And the reason that they're able to hit everything that you need is because we're combining full body training with body part splits. So it's going to be this hybrid way that you are able to get everything done all at once, and at the same time still work on all of the show muscles while building a really big engine and working on all the go muscles. So how does this happen? When we think about full body movements, a lot of times it gets built into this circuit of doing some sort of legs, some sort of abs, some sort of chest, some sort of horizontal pull, some sort of vertical pull every single day. And over time, you just can't keep that level of volume up. So you end up backing it down. And if you don't know how to properly back that volume down, you get into this body part split where you're doing back and bis, or you're doing chest and tris, a leg day, an ab day, and it starts to not resemble the training that you're looking for. So what we want to do is take all the best parts of the full body routine with all the best parts of the body part split, combine them together, and that's what we have with EMOM aesthetics. So the way that we structure this today, we're working on an upper body push and pull. That's going to be a push in the vertical plane with a push press at 95 pounds. And then we're going to go over to the pull-ups, and we're going to pull. So we're going to go antagonistic movements. There's going to be a push and there's going to be a pull, all in the vertical plane. Now, those are kind of the full body movements, right? We're driving with our legs, stabilizing our core. When we get into the pull-ups, it's multi-joint, big lats, big movements for a lot of strength. That's going to handle the majority of the strength training that we need for an upper body. Now we want to get into the second half of the movement, in which we're going to walk through the single joint movements, or a little bit more of the hypertrophy bodybuilding side of things, single joint movements. And we're going to go with reverse flies. We're going to be working a lot on keeping that shoulder back and down, some mid and lower trap, and then we're going to get into kettlebell presses on each side, where we're going to be moving some lighter loads, but we're going to be doing it for more reps. So everything in there is a functional movement. 3 of the 4 are functional movements, but because the functional movement side uses such big muscles, we often neglect the smaller muscles like the mid and lower trap, and that's where we want to get into the reverse flies and really working on some hypertrophy and muscle building in those less used muscles. So for this workout, and the full workout will be in the description, but for this specific workout, we want to take 95 pounds, and we're going to go push press for 8 reps. As soon as we're done with that, we go right into the antagonistic movements, which is the pull-up, and we're going to be going 6 pull-ups. Now, when we're doing those pull-ups, obviously making sure we're pulling from our lat first, then into the arms, biceps, and getting into the elbow joint once we break parallel. So the first half of this workout is going to be 10 rounds. If you're doing it with a partner, it's 20 total rounds. You go, I go, back and forth, like in the video after this. We come up to the shoulders, push press. Legs are involved, full lockout at the top. We're going to get 8 of those. When we get done here, we go straight to the pull-ups, hanging, hollow body, nice and tight, all the way up, all the way down, making sure that chin gets all the way over. When we get done with those, this is when we break into the more hypertrophy rep range, where we're getting into some smaller muscle groups that aren't necessarily functional movements, much more single joint or smaller musculature that does a very specific role in keeping us healthy, but they're not as sexy because you can't lift as much weight, and it's not this multi-joint movement. So we're going single arm kettlebell press. Anytime we do something unilateral, there's a lot more core development needed, because when we're holding a kettlebell here, If we didn't have our abs locked in, you'd see us do this, putting our spine in a lot of danger. So what we want to do, we're going to clean it up to our shoulders. We're going to go quick dip. And for 12 presses at a lighter weight, we're going to go single arm on each side, 12 on each side, so that's 24. Immediately into 12 reverse flies, all the way up. Now when we think about these, we want to think about our shoulder blades coming together and basically how we would just have our arms out to the side, except we have a small hinge. What I don't like to see is when it's nice to use these large plates, because if you're here where you can see the back of the plate or the back of your hand, we've internally rotated our shoulders and we need to stop the movement, lighten it up. What we want to do is keep shoulders back and down, externally rotated, out, squeezing the shoulder blades together, and that's how we're going to pick these reverse flies, or turn these reverse flies into a very strong single joint hypertrophy, kind of more bodybuilding focused movements. That's your EMOM aesthetic workout for today. That's your EMOM aesthetic workout today. Make sure you get into the description. The program is killing. You're going to save 10%. You're going to get jacked. You're going to save time. You're going to save energy. And you're going to reach all your goals. It's going to be awesome. We'll see you guys next time.